We have highly detailed maps of the lunar landscape. Yet back here on Earth, we are largely blind to our own planet's depths. This proportional area chart visualizes the scale of that blind spot. We have only mapped 20% of the global ocean. The remaining 80% is a massive void, completely unseen by human eyes. As we drop past the sunlit surface and descend into the bathyal zone, the region of the ocean starting around 3,300 feet down, sunlight vanishes entirely and water temperatures plummet below freezing. Under these freezing, lightless conditions, standard terrestrial biology instantly fails. Because the surface rules of survival no longer apply here, the creatures that do endure have evolved terrifying, highly specialized adaptations. There is an alien world swimming right beneath us. In absolute darkness, some predators create their own light. The deep-sea anglerfish generates an organic, glowing lure through a chemical reaction called bioluminescence, baiting unsuspecting prey straight into its jaws. Other organisms took the exact opposite evolutionary path. They abandoned sight entirely. These eyeless creatures navigate the abyss using highly tuned sensory receptors to detect faint water vibrations. Further down, we encounter deep-sea gigantism. In an environment with vast open spaces and a distinct lack of surface predators, animal bodies scale to massive, almost illogical proportions. For centuries, sailors told myths of huge monsters pulling down ships. Those stories were biologically accurate. This 40-foot giant squid, armed with razor-sharp tentacles and a powerful beak, is a very real apex predator of the deep. Even these modern giants pale in comparison to the ocean's historical apex predators. Compare the size of a modern white shark tooth to this extinct 60-foot megalodon. Millions of years ago, the ocean's sheer volume supported these massive life forms with ease. With vast space and isolation from surface competition, these organisms are free to scale toward the limits of their physiology. The creatures we once dismissed as sea serpent myths are simply the results of biology adapting to a massive environment. Dropping further down into the Mariana Trench, crossing the 3,500-foot mark, the physical weight of the water column becomes a lethal force. The atmospheric pressure at this depth is thousands of times greater than at the surface. It is a force powerful enough to instantly crush thick, human-engineered metals and submersible vehicles. Yet organisms like the fangtooth fish thrive here. They survive the immense weight through bizarre, highly specialized skeletal and cellular structures that prevent their own bodies from collapsing in on themselves. Hitting the absolute bottom, we find underwater volcanic vents known as black smokers. These rocky formations aggressively eject thick, mineral-dense plumes directly into the surrounding water. By all normal metrics, this superheated, toxic volcanic fluid should poison anything nearby. Instead, when it collides with the freezing ocean currents, the resulting chemical soup acts as a foundational nutrient base for a completely independent ecosystem. These black smoker ecosystems prove that complex life on Earth can sustain itself entirely without the sun. Here, chemistry replaces photosynthesis as the engine of survival. Our access to the ocean floor is still bottlenecked by technology. For now, we are entirely dependent on these fragile remote sensors to interpret an environment that remains largely outside our reach. Sometimes, those sensors pick up things we cannot explain. In 1997, hydrophones recorded an inexplicably loud, ultra-low frequency sound, dubbed the bloop, simultaneously across acoustic stations thousands of miles apart. This spectrogram charts the event. Notice this massive low-frequency spike towering over the noise floor. Its signature perfectly mirrored a living marine animal, not shifting plates. The scale defies classification. If from a living animal, it would be significantly larger than any known blue whale. Consider the giant squids and the toxic, sunless ecosystems we just explored. Those discoveries all live within the 20% of the ocean we have actually mapped. The deep ocean is an active, hostile, and largely unexplored frontier. Earth's most spectacular mysteries are still swimming, undetected, in the dark.